What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, my God, I don't know what it is with some boxing fans, but let me get this off my chest. Can I please get this off my chest? Now, Triple G versus David Lemieux was announced. I did a video yesterday saying that, hey, I got a funny feeling this fight could happen. Lemieux's hinting to it. Talked to some people, right? They announced the fight. I'm happy. One thing about me that I enjoy is that I am consistent. Now, I'm from the Bay. Some people say, oh, you just love Ward because you're from the Bay and you just want to see Triple G versus Ward and blah, 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 right? I do want to see that fight because I'm a fan of the sport, but it's not a Bay Area bias. I also said I'm ecstatic and happy for this fight because if Triple G is going to stick around at middleweight, I would like to see him in there with someone who at least has more of a potential to possibly beat him, a possible threat. To me, David Lemieux is that. That's why you hear no complaints. On the other hand, this is where boxing fans throw me. I'm reading comments and people leaving me, oh, this is bullshit. It's HBO pay-per-view. God damn it. This is ridiculous. Like, wait. When Al Haymon was given free TV, people condemn Al Haymon. They say, Al Haymon is ruining boxing. I don't even want to watch this free shit. This is garbage, right? We get Mayweather-Pacquiao, which was underwhelming to some people, and they didn't like it because it wasn't enough in-your-face action. Then you have Triple G versus Lemieux, which I really can't picture it not providing a knockout or some spectacular action. And now you still have fans who are upset that it's on pay-per-view. So I don't know, maybe some of you guys just like to complain. I don't know if you have a username on YouTube and multiple people log in, because you guys sound like different people. It doesn't sound like the message is consistent and it's coming from one user, one individual. Like, people complain, oh, fuck free TV, it's all about the match. I think this is a good match. I have no problem with Triple G versus Lemieux. I think Triple G will beat Lemieux, and I will continue elaborating on why I feel that. However, David Lemieux is a champion. He's an IBF champion, and he has power. He can slug. So, with that being said, at least that's some of the threat versus a guy like Willie Monroe. Triple G, that didn't really pose a problem to me for Triple G, because Triple G has showed time and time again that he has a crazy offense, and people who evade him or quote unquote run, he's very good at cutting off the ring and cornering them and forcing his fight, imposing his will and his power on those guys. If you fight him scared, you'll get beat down. Beat down. Get beat down. What are you doing? Right? So to me, Willie Monroe with 6 knockouts and no big fight experience, like fighting a Miguel Cotto or a big name, his biggest win was Brian Vera. To me, I don't think he really had that. At least David Lemieux is now a champion, and his last 2 fights, as far as me, have been more impressive than the competition that I've seen Willie Monroe. You know what I mean? Because he actually stopped Gabe Rosado and hurt him, knocked him down. Gabe Rosado's tough, we know that. Despite whatever else you may think about Rosado, he's tough. And he became a champion by beating a skilled boxer who was taller than him. So, I mean, I don't get these modern age boxing fans. Like, some of you guys want to complain to complain. You're mad when Triple G is fighting certain competition. I can understand that. I feel that, because I'm the same way. Some people try to make it, spin it like, oh, you hate Triple G because I want to see him step up. That's not the issue. But when he steps up, just be happy that he's stepping up. He's fighting another champion. A champion's willing to fight him. They got a done deal. Now I'm hearing people gripe about it on pay-per-view. Are y'all that cheap? Y'all need some money? Like, I don't get it, man. Like, you're mad when he doesn't step up, then he steps up, now you're mad it's on pay-per-view. You're mad when you pay for certain pay-per-views because they're not entertaining enough. And this fight pretty much promises entertainment value because you have 2 action stars with power, and neither one of them has been in a recent boring fight that I remember. You know what I mean? We're just like, oh, I'm falling asleep because so and so's not pressing the action or have no game plan. They're both offensive fighters. Like, what more do you guys want? You guys drop it in the comment. Now, I will be objective in this video and talk about the pay-per-view. The last thing I will say about pay-per-view is this will solidify where Triple G really is. Triple G's team has been marketing and pushing him like, oh, he's the big A side. He could sell out the StubHub. He could sell out these venues with no-namers like Willie Monroe. He can do this. This is going to prove how big of a star he is or isn't. Point blank. They're saying he's the A side over Andre Ward and guys like that. So this will be his biggest test. And actually, this is the thing. I don't know how it will do from a pay-per-view number standpoint. I really haven't thought about it too much. But I'm just happy for the fight. I really don't. See, that's one thing. Like, a lot of people are getting too caught up in the financials and stuff. Like, oh, it's going to sell this and that. I mean, if it tanks, it tanks. As long as I see a good fight, I don't fuck them. That's how I look at it. I mean, as long as they, you know what I mean, both fighters are safe afterwards and healthy and it's a good fight for the fans and a meaningful fight, unification, then I don't really care if it does 1 or 1 million. You know what I mean? But, I mean, just obviously because it's my job, I got to kind of talk about the financials and whatnot. And I really don't know how this fight does. But all I can say is Team Triple G, all the stuff they've been saying about he's the A side and he's such a big star and they're marketing him, they're pushing him to the edge. You know what I mean? He's getting pushed to the pool. You're going to sink or swim. And we'll be able to see with this particular fight how big of a star he really is. Another thing you have to consider is this happening in October, and most likely Canelo Cotto will happen, and it will happen the very next month. Now, to me, without a question, Cotto Canelo is the bigger fight. You know what I mean? I think no matter what, Mayweather and Pacquiao is obviously the biggest based on the build-up. Then number 2 spot for this year has to be Canelo Cotto. They both have too big of fan bases for it not to be in the number 2 spot. So again, it's interesting that they did select this for an HBO pay-per-view because they're going to have to, I mean, on a pay-per-view, you want to achieve certain numbers, period. You know what I mean? It's a business. Of course, you want to have good ratings and good numbers. So I don't really know. I don't know what the numbers will be. I know it's an action fight, and a lot of casuals can enjoy this type of fight as well as diehard boxing fans. I have no problem with the fight. Like I said, hopefully the winner faces Canelo Cotto winner, and we just keep this thing rolling. But my biggest thing for Triple G, like I've always maintained, I've never switched, I'm very consistent, is I want to see him fight someone who's not an 80-1 underdog, period. You know what I mean? And even if they are an 80-1 underdog, at least they have something like equalizer power, something that would be more of an advantage. Like, even if you put a Miguel Cotto, I don't know what the odds would be, but I don't think they'd be 80-1. And at least Cotto has tons of big fight experience, fighting the likes of Antonio Margarito on pay-per-view, fighting guys like Clottey, Shane Mosley, Zab Judah, Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Willie Monroe's didn't have that. Martin Murray was never a real champion. Like, he had controversial loss to Sergio Martinez, but he didn't get to live like a champion. So I got tired and grew tired of seeing that. At least David Lemieux, his confidence, he's been knocked out before, but right now his confidence should be up because his last 2 performances have been good. He has a new deal with Golden Boy. So I just don't see what the complaints are. Either some people, I'm streaming, this is bullshit. Like, I don't know if some of you guys are just cheap. I think it's a good fight. It's a fun fight. It's an action fight. So be it. Like, that's what I'm saying. People try to figure me out. You'll never figure me out. People think, oh, you only like technical fights or slick style fights. I like everything. I like boxing, period. And I'm a sucker for an action fight, an all action fight with 2 champions, as much as I am a masterful performance by Rigondeaux or something. I can appreciate it all, and I thoroughly enjoy all of it because I take different things from each fighter. So we'll see what Triple G is. And see, this is the thing. Curtis Stevens was able to back up Triple G a little bit. Even though I'm picking him, he was able to check out my boxing clinic. I kind of expand on this. You have to be able to back Triple G up to beat him. If he doesn't respect your power, it's going to be a long night for you, right? David Lemieux, everyone that he's really been in there with, I think they at least respected his power. You know what I mean? So it could be interesting. But I'll continue to break down the fight. Let me know what you guys think of it being on HBO pay-per-view. Some people sound anti the pay-per-view and like, oh, I wish this was on regular. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what boxing fans want. Al Haymon gives us free TV with all his bouts, and people complain about that. Oh, this is free. This is not the match that I wanted. Then you have Mayweather Pacquiao. They complain that they paid $100 and it wasn't enough action. Then you have a fight that promises to be pretty much an all-action style fight, but it's going to be on pay-per-view. They complain about that. And again, some of the comments I'm seeing are the same users. They're like, oh, Mayweather was boring with Pacquiao. Bullshit. I wasted my money. Oh, I'm not paying for Golovkin versus David Lemieux. I'm like, what? Like, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to think some of you all just like to complain and go against the grain. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the pay-per-view. Triple G, David Lemieux. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.